uncertainty, living with not knowing what the future holds, is one of the greatest challenges of life and inescapable for us as human beings since time immemorial. If we only knew what the future held, if we knew in the next few seconds what the future held, we could change our lives for the good. In fact, we could avoid, we all know there's so many variables in life that we could plan in every possible way, thinking of a certain outcome, and exactly the opposite will take place because it's beyond our control. If we were able to predict the future or know what the future held, we could prevent so much danger and damage happening to us, but we simply don't. We would all be billionaires. We would be able to play the stock markets knowing in advance knowledge that other people don't know. We would be able to gamble simply knowing how the future would turn out, and our lives would be irrevocably changed. None of us know. None of us know what the future holds. One of the great uncertainty is death. We know and we believe in life after death, and we know that it's going to be good. But how do we get there? For how long? What exactly is it like? No one has been there and returned to tell us the story. Dealing with the uncertainty of life in the future and the challenge of death is at the core of the uncertainty and challenge of the human experience. It is exactly this that people for thousands of years, forbidden in the Torah that we read about in this week's Parasha, have come to trade in. The Ramban says that these people do have certain powers, but not accurate powers. They are not prophets and they don't know. The Rambam, Maimonides, says no, they have no power. They are just people who pull the wool over our eyes and have developed arts of illusionary and deception. These are the people we read about in this week's parasha who try to do one of these two things: predict the future in our life or what will happen after death. Those who are soothsayers and animal whisperers and ghost whisperers and necromancers, all these occult practices of either being able to know what happens with the dead, to communicate with them, or knowing what happens in the future, when indeed we don't really know. At the core of this is a pasuk of Tamim Tiyeh Hashem Elokecha. It is the challenge to believe in God, to know that embracing the challenge of life is not knowing quite what will happen in the future and what will happen exactly after death, but being able to live with that uncertainty. Maturity in life, built into the essence of our lives as human beings and as Jews, is the ability to know that despite we are unlike God, that we are unable to know and predict and to know what the future holds, we are able to live with this uncertainty, to embrace it, to be tamim with God, to be totally in sync with Hashem and embracing the challenges ahead. And may we all, Bezrat Hashem, in the weeks ahead, only know good things, and only good things should happen to all of us, but at the same time know that the great mission and challenge of the Jewish people as a light unto the nations is to indeed be able to shine this light of living with the uncertainty built into the very fabric of life. Shabbat Shalom.